Welcome back to Combat Sports Weekly. This is our guest segment. Joining us now is a longtime member of the combat sports community. He's a coach at FITNHB and matchmaker and co-promoter of KOTC. How you doing, Jon Judy?
Doing good, man. I'm doing good. Been doing the matchmaking thing with Tom and promoting a King of the Cage for probably the last 6 years now, so been a part of that for some time.
Now, you guys have an event April 11th in Socorro, Texas. A lot of people probably don't know there's a Socorro, Texas.
Yeah, they get it confused with Socorro, New Mexico. In fact, when we did our last show, they were like, oh, there's one in Socorro, New Mexico? When is it? I'm like, no, it's just outside of El Paso, Texas. So got that coming up. King of the Cage Onslaught, and that's April 11th. Got our main event is Jesus Urbina. He'll be taking on a kid out of the Los Lunas, Berlin area, Gene Perez. So we're looking forward to that match up there.
Yeah. Now, this is the second time you guys are in Socorro within a span of what, maybe a few weeks, couple months? 3 months?
We put together a show on January 24th down there. We approached them, they liked what we had to offer and said, come on in and give it a try. Halfway through that first event, they were very pleased. They came down and talked to me and Tom and said, hey, let's talk to you at intermission. Signed a long-term deal with them, so we got our second show coming up of several shows this year, and looking forward to it, man.
Yeah. How difficult is that to play two roles? I know a lot, not a lot of people, but there are some people that are promoters / trainers as well. So do you ever find difficulty kind of balancing the X?
I used to. Lately, it's gotten a lot easier for me because we've been doing it for so long. One of the things that I really look for when I'm matching is competitive fights. So first thing that comes to mind is when we're doing these fights is we want people from the local area, New Mexico and the southern or western Texas part, people from our community to be involved in the fight cards. So we really put a lot of those fighters on it. When we start to match and like some of our guys are on the card, we don't take easy fights. If you look at our guys, we've won and we've lost on our show. So we've had some tough goes and we've had some good ones. So we're pretty fair about it, I think, and I think we have some good fights as a result.
That's really cool. And as a fighter, growing up trying to get fights locally or wherever, sometimes there's not a lot of promotions to offer fights. So it's really cool to see a fair, well-matched cards going on. And that's so cool to see. Like, if they don't say thank you, I thank you for them, to get those guys the experience of fighting.
Well, one of the things that Tom and I are real conscious of is that, fighters want to stay busy. I mean, I know the fighters that we work with, they stay busy. I can tell you that since 2010, probably the most events thrown by a competitor have been, another promotion has been 14, and they've had about 136 bouts in those 14 events. In that same time frame, we've done over 24 events, and we've had close to 230, 240 bouts. So we have a lot of slots open, and that includes world title fights that we brought in, and they're nationally televised too, so that's also an advantage for the local fighters to get their name out there and out in the MMA community.
How important is it to keep it within the area? I know King of the Cage is obviously an organization that's been known mostly through the West and the Midwest for the most part, but how much of a goal is it for you to try to keep it as regional as possible?
Well, we try to keep it regional because the region's what supports the local fighters. We like to consider our organization in our region that Tom and I handle kind of a place where the locals get a chance to demonstrate their skills on a national level. So it's really important to us to make sure that the fighters we work with have an opportunity not just to fight once, but to fight 2 or 3 times, and to make sure that those fights are there, because this is a tough business. People get hurt, people aren't exactly loyal, they'll pull off cards, and it leaves promoters hanging. So we do the best we can to make sure that our fighters have backups and that they have people to fight.
Yeah. Now, you're a coach at FITNHB as well. Tell us about the gym and obviously the success you guys have been having, not just recently, but you guys go back to guys like Gerald Lovato, Monica Lovato, who's still, semi-active.
How long have you been there? Start with that.
I've been there since December of 2002. I went in just looking I was a coach at Mayfield High School after I got done wrestling in college down in Cruces. I needed something to do. So I walked in one day and I was very impressed with what Tom had to offer. He took the time, he was just shutting up the gym, took the time to show me around. I think I was on my lunch break. Talked to me for 15, 20 minutes, and that's what really sold it to me. Because I went to 4 or 5 other different gyms. I didn't kind of feel that, for lack of a better term, I didn't feel that fit at the gym. But I felt the fit at FITNHB, and it was something that I needed to do to stay competitive, and it's helped me out a lot of ways in life.
What was it about the environment that made you feel like it was the right choice?
When I walked in, it was just a welcoming feeling. Yeah. I mean, he was literally shutting the lights down. I could tell he was getting ready to leave. I was in the end of a lunch break. He didn't hesitate to turn the lights back on, talk to me, ask me what I was interested in, ask about my background, and then tell me a little bit about the program. Yeah. So next day I went in and started rolling around, and the rest is kind of history as far as it goes with me.
Cool.
The history that you guys have had, back to touch base there in a little bit, especially the success that your fighters have had, around the world, guys and girls, like, Amber Brown recently, of course, Tim Means, and then Ray Borg, Brenny Gonzalez as well. So what's that like to see it progress since, the moment you first stepped in that door?
Well, the moment I first stepped in the store, make no bones about it, there were talented fighters there that had been training under Tom and Arlene for years. They've done a phenomenal job with it. As I've seen the program kind of grow throughout the last, 10, 12 years, what I've noticed is that they just keep making a quality product over and over and over again. I mean, they'll take a piece of mold and they'll make fighters out of them. I've been lucky enough to kind of learn under that, and that's something that's, it means a lot to me. I've been around coaching my whole life, especially with wrestling. So I wrestled since I was like 8 years old. And the thing that's been good for me is I get to see athletes develop, and I get a chance to be a part of that. And that's something that's important to me. And the relationships that we have with these fighters, it's more than just a coach-fighter relationship. We are like a family there. And I know every gym says that they're like a family. I get that. But I think people around town also understand that we're like a family in and out of the gym no matter what.
You can relate to that gym environment.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's something that, when you're in trouble, you call the guys from the gym if you need somebody, or you need to get your car jumped or whatever. It's just this huge extended family that a lot of people don't understand that. It's a different culture growing up in, and it's really cool. It's really cool to see such a strong, successful group that you guys have. It's really, really awesome, and every fighter that you guys produce is just top level, and I think that's really cool. You guys got a great thing going there.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Before we let you go ahead and tell the people where they can obviously buy tickets for the April 11th card.
Sure, you can get tickets at holdmyticket.com. You can talk to your favorite fighters that are on the local card. You can give me a call as well, and that's at 507-0309. You can get you taken care of.
Yeah. Give the number one more time.
505-507-0309.
So that'll do it for this round.
I think you should stick around for our round table and we'll have a verbal sparring match.
Let's do it.
Catch you guys after the break.
Yeah.